Hello and welcome to 2026. And I want to talk to you about what I think is going to be important in this year in your personal development. I want to have a look back a little bit and say, hey, have you noticed how much stress is everywhere around us? How much fear is there and people are dealing with? And how much uncertainty there is around us. And the question is, how are you going to deal with that? What is the plan for you? If you look at 2025 and a few years back, I do feel there is a change, there is a shift. And you can look at it from the global level in terms of what's happening in the world, news, changes. You can look at it from a spiritual level. Better, the 2025 has been a year where um, things are supposed to be closing, the cycles are ending, and 2026 is essentially a new beginning. Again, I'm not an expert in astrology or numerology or anything like that. That's not what I mean, but I feel that there is something different about this year, and I want you to be aware of it. So, what is that you're going to do differently? What is there for you that you're going to change? But here is a couple things that I want you to have on mind. And that is that I don't think we should be pushing harder or um, catching up on all things at all times. But I think there should be something that is different, that is new balance, there is new energy, there is more alignment. So it is not pushing, but it's kind of more aligning. And that is a big difference because it feels different and the approaches we choose to do are different as well. So if we look at the high stress everywhere, the high intensity of things, the low tolerance people have for each other. And, I want you to kind of take a pause and maybe even pause this video and say, hey, what happened in your life in 2025 and in the last 9 years? What lessons have you learned? Um, what lessons are now coming to fruition, right? There has been some journey, some path, and then the question is, what did you take from it? What this is, or it's your building base. So what can you take from those past 9 years that now are coming to be harvested? So that is something important for you to do. Before we move ahead, I think it is an important pause because all that is playing a role for us to take in 2026 and move it forward. So what is the change that I wanted to talk to you about? The change is essentially um, in the fact that there is so much information accessible. There is AI coming into place, right? And it's coming in your personal development too. So everybody screams AI, use ChatGPT. And you know what? It's great. I use it too. In all honesty and transparency, this presentation has been used. I use ChatGPT in some ways because it is more efficient. It is giving me some inputs that I would not have otherwise. But I still need to use my judgment. I still need to create the idea. I still need to know what I want to share. So here, when you look at 2020, when COVID arrived, there has been so much opportunity for us to pause, to look at different things. And there has been a lot of podcasters coming out, lots of new coaches coming to the space. There were so many new opportunities that people would take, and rightfully so. So that is a good decision to make, to invest in yourself and look for more information out there. But 5 years later, we're coming to a place where these we're getting overwhelmed with the information. We're getting too much of information, but we are struggling to sort through and recognize what's real, what's not real, what's helpful, what's too much. And so it is becoming a problem in some ways. So again, it's a double-edged sword. It's great, but also there is something that presents us with a little bit of frustration at times. And I do have clients who are very smart and who do use technology on daily basis, but there are good things and bad things. The good things, we get exceptional speed of progress because um, we can find information very quickly. We can create things very quickly. It's very efficient, very personalized. We can ask whatever questions we want. And in your personal development too, it's like, a lot of people asking ChatGPT, what shall I do? And they're taking ChatGPT or other open AI source as a personal coach. And do I think it's the right thing to do? Absolutely not. I think it's like self-diagnosis without actually having the human touch, right? You can reflect on things, but you can't get the other person with the other insights, with the experience, um, to coach you on the specific topics that you need to be coached on. So, talking about um, things like, being in a safe, controlled um, environment, it's not about quick fix. It's about making progress and being more conscious and less unconscious. And we have a lot of things that we do unconsciously, and those are driving our lives in the wrong directions because we have learned certain patterns and we have certain habits that we don't even know how we developed them. We're just running them. So that is something that AI cannot do for you in your personal development. Although I could see that there will be so many AI tools for personal development, they are going to be advertised and pushed to the market because, let's be honest, it's cheap. I mean, you can pay $30 a month for ChatGPT, or you can pay $300 for one session with a coach. And obviously, that is a big difference, but also you are going to get different results. So have that on mind. The other thing is when we talk about, the AI, which again, I have nothing against, I think it's amazing, there are limitations. There are things that AI is not a real human. AI cannot feel real emotions. AI cannot connect on a human level. And AI cannot feel your energy. And I unfortunately have seen a couple videos on YouTube where people completely forget that they are not talking to a human, but they're talking to a artificial intelligence. And as intelligent as it is not a real person. So having that on mind is extremely important because, again, that balance between what is real and what's not real has been diminishing in the last many years, but also there's more and more coming for us. So to distinguish between what we want to see and what we perceive it's real, there are differences, and again, it's going to be more difficult. So with that saying, let's say, let's not forget who we are and who we want to be. And asking ourselves this question is extremely important because that is going to help you to pursue things that you want to do and grow in the right direction. So I know that if you are like me or any one of the clients that I serve, I know you're capable, I know you're respected, I know you are successful and you can deal with stress. You're very well performing high achiever that knows what success feels like. But oftentimes we hit a place in our life when we no longer feel that inner contentment, the inner peace, and we feel like something is boiling inside, something is shifting, and we wonder what it is that we want to do. And the thing is that if you are feeling this pressure, and if you have felt it for a little bit, and now it's just getting stronger and stronger, it's time to do something about it. And trust me, I've been there. I've been there and I was looking for what it is and why it's happening so I understand and I can relate. And I have developed the path towards the self discovery and reinvention and alignment that is leading you back to where you want to be. And it doesn't mean that it has to be painful. It doesn't mean it has to be very black and white. No, it can be just shift to a different level, and it's your own evolution that is natural and that is necessary. So we're just going for alignment and not something that is abrupt. So what does that mean, and what is the work that I think you should be considering in 2026? So embrace your change as a natural progress. It's your evolution. It is something that is necessary, and it's just coming up to the surface now for you. Um, Focus energy on recalibrating rather than forcing outcomes that are not the ones you want. And be patient with yourself. Understand that it's the journey, and the journey itself is the lesson that you want to learn. So it's not just, sufficient to operate in the world you have been used to operating in, because that may be shifting without you realizing. And it's the skills and capabilities you have and the habits and how you operate is not the same that was serving you in the past. There will be certain shift and change to something new. So that is something that it's necessary to open up and develop. So you stay in the motion in order for you to go and move forward and pass something that is no longer serving you. There is some shift that is required. So where are you going in 2026? Stop pushing and stop fixing things. Okay, start aligning and choosing the right paths and perspectives that are going to serve you now. So focus on meaning, what it means, what everything means to you, and why. Start focusing on your identity and who you are, because if you are evolving, your identity is evolving as well. Be aware of what your values are. Be aware of what choices you're making, and what kind of relationships, human relationships, you are creating, maintaining, and also necessarily leaving because some of them are not serving you anymore. So with that, um, that is a little bit of your homework if you want to do that, obviously. So with that, I think that it is a important shift right now, and I think you need to be aware of it and take some alone time to process whatever I have said right now, because I do mean it, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing the same work. So if you have been um, thinking about making a change, making a leap, moving in different direction, then I would say if this is resonating, what I have said, start a conversation. And the conversation can be with me if you resonate with me or with somebody else that you trust. So if you are not afraid, just email me. Hello@marketahizol.com, or reply to my DM, or wherever you find this presentation. Go do something about it. It doesn't mean that you have to go on a self-discovery journey that's going to take forever, but I think you need to start a conversation and find somebody that is um, open to having these kind of conversations. They're deep, they're meaningful, and they will make a difference in your life. And certainly, I'm here for you if you are feeling that I'm the right person for you. Let's connect and see where the conversation is going to take us. With that, I wish you a happy new year, all the best, lots of happiness, health, and success, and of course, peace of mind, and just stay calm and go in the right direction.